And before you fall in love with that man, make sure the car he's been picking you up in and dropping you off in is actually his. Because with the amount of scammers and liars and flexers nowadays on social media, anybody can get got. And that's exactly why my best friend Aisha spent 72 hours in jail. So boom, it's 80 degrees on a random Thursday in September. And if you live in New York, you know that no two Septembers are ever the same. You really just gotta roll the dice and hope the weather is nice. So me and Aisha link up at a spot in Yonkers that's known for heavy Dominican activity. And don't ask me why we was in Yonkers, okay? It was 80 degrees in September and we heard it was a guy out there that sold good helados and good agua fresca. And for a while, I was actually dead set on moving to Yonkers too. It's really pretty out there. Anyway, we chilling, I'm ordering our agua fresca, and out of nowhere, here comes this fucking beautiful teal color Audi Q8, and it pulls up next to us. Tinted windows, flashy rims, all that, right? And we noticed that he was like slowing down, and then he pulled up right next to us and rolled down his window. Now, unless you pulling up for an agua fresca, why are you pulling up right here? You know what I mean? So the car windows roll down. It's a beautiful chocolate Dominican man. Dope boy fresh, waves on swim, talking about some que lo que. I looked at Aisha. Aisha looked at me. I'm like, girl, he talking to you. He was looking dead at you when he said que lo que. So Aisha walked up to the car, and by the time I turned around to grab our agua frescas, the car and Aisha was gone. Bitch, I got a text from her. It said BRB, friend. Okay? And before you say anything, me and Aisha are grown. We're 27 years old. We are pushing 30, okay? I was not gonna do anything to stop this girl. She know what the fuck she doing. She not a bird. She can take care of herself, as can I. Or so I thought, bitch. Because when she said BRB, I expected her to be right back. But it had been like 30 minutes and the bitch still wasn't back. So I was sitting in my car with my agua fresca, her agua fresca over here gaining condensation and shit. And as I'm waiting, I see another SUV pulling up behind me, but this time it wasn't an Audi. It was like a blacked out, matted Mercedes GLA, tinted windows, nice rims, same shit. And trust me, there's a reason why I know what type of cars these were, okay? And I'm gonna get to it. So she steps out of the Benz and I'm like, hello? Bitch, what? Y'all went and switched cars and came back? She comes over to the car, she goes, bitch. So I'm like, whose car did you just step out of? And she was like, oh, that's, I'm not gonna use his real name, we're just gonna call him Poppy. She was like, oh, that's Poppy. We went over to his parking garage, we switched cars, and now we back. Okay, so he got it like that? Now I'm instantly thinking two things. One, he made y'all switch cars as a form of him flexing because he's trying to court you. Or two, he switched out the car because it's illegal, right? And bitch, I wish I could sit here and tell y'all that he was just trying to flex his cool car collection, but that was in fact not the truth. That's not even the crazy part. The crazy part is that like a week after we met Poppy, Aisha was spending more time with him than me. And like, I'm not like a jealous friend by any means. I'm just a very concerned friend. And every single time she would FaceTime me or pull up on me with Poppy, they were in a different vehicle. Literally. Y'all know how like some people aren't outfit repeaters? Okay, well this man was definitely not a vehicle repeater. When I tell you the saxophones were getting louder, bitch, and it seemed like I was the only one that was hearing them. So flash forward to October, now it's getting just a little bit chilly outside. Aisha and Poppy going strong. So strong, matter of fact, that when I brought up the fact that I thought there was something fishy going on, she actually got mad at me for saying that. She actually sat there and said that I was being a hater, like I was jealous, and stopped talking to me for a few days. It was almost a week, but not quite. And it wasn't up until Halloween night that we went to this Halloween party. I went dressed as Miles Morales and she went dressed as Lady Deadpool, I believe. I have a picture. Poppy calls her and tells her that he needs a favor. Now, whenever a man asks a woman to do him a favor, expect some wild shit to come out of his mouth. It's almost always something out of the ordinary. It's never like a regular favor, like, oh, can you like take me to the airport? Or no, it's always something fucking insane. So he calls her while we're at the Halloween party and he says, yo, can you go to my parking garage, pick up this car? Like, he left the keys somewhere for her to go pick up the car and drive it to his cousin or his brother's shop or some shit in the Bronx. Cool. Nothing about that seemed odd out of context. Like, we had only took like 2 shots each, so we like, although we had alcohol in our system, it wasn't like enough to like impair her driving or anything like that. So I tell her, okay, I'll drive you to Yonkers, you can go get the car or whatever and drop it off at the cousin's shop or whatever the fuck in the Bronx. So when I dropped her off in Yonkers to pick up, it was a BMW X7 or some shit like that. We go pick up the BMW and I'm telling her like I'm gonna follow her all the way to the Bronx, so when she drops off the car, she could just hop back in my car and we could just go home. That's when Papi called again, and he actually said, hey, instead of just going dropping off the car, just go pick up the car, come pick me up where he was at, and then let's go to the shop and drop it off together. So then I was like, okay, cool. So I'll just like drop you off. You can get the BMW, and then you'll go your way, and I'll just go my way, right? It was already late at night, and like, I wanted to go home. I said, go do what you need to do. Just call me later when you get home. Little did I know that she would be calling me later. But she did not call from home, bitch. She called me from a jail phone. My phone starts ringing. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'm just looking at it ring because that shit says Vernon C. Bade Correctional Facility or some shit like that. I don't know anybody in jail, so I was not going to pick up this jail phone call. But then I thought to myself, if someone's calling me from jail, it's because they know my number, right? Because they don't have a fucking contact list. So this person knows my number, so they're dialing, so they know me. So I pick up the phone, and it's a collect call from Aisha, bitch. She's telling me all this, oh my God, like I should have listened to you, and like you were right, da da da. And I'm like, listen, girl, before you say all that shit that you need to say, just know that if you're calling me from a jail phone, we have tops 8 minutes to talk. So let's skip all that bullshit and tell me what happened, what are you getting charged with, how much is your bail, and what do you need me to do? So the first thing that she tells me is, Nasha, whatever you do, please do not tell my grandparents, because Aisha was living with her grandparents when this was happening in October. So she was like, yo, whatever you do, please do not tell my grandparents, do not call them, like we can figure this out on our own. She said, I need you to come over here and I need you to get my phone. In my phone, you're gonna go in my finance folder. In the finance folder, you're gonna go on an app called Pay Me. And she said, I have some money in there that I've been earning for the past couple of months by doing these class action lawsuits, and I need you to go in there, use that money and bill me out. Use that money to pay my bill and get me the fuck up out of here. I said, okay, I can do that. I think her bail was like $1,000 or some shit, but she had enough money in her Pay Me app to bail her out without me having to put any money or having to touch her savings, which was great. Love that. Love a financially responsible queen. We're just a little slow up here. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. So apparently she was getting charged with possession of stolen property and or vehicle. So like stolen property and a vehicle, because she was driving a stolen fucking car. So apparently, just like I figured back in September, the whip that this man was pulling up in wasn't his. In fact, he had so many stolen cars that he was funding his lifestyle by strictly just either trading these cars, selling them, or selling them for parts, or taking them to his cousin's auto body shop in the Bronx where they would like strip them up and like, you know, sell them for parts and shit like that. His entire lifestyle, his condo in Yonkers, his clothes, his money, everything that he was doing for Aisha, because I didn't even tell y'all, but he was like, for the little amount of time that him and Aisha was talking, it wasn't even 2 full months, I don't think. For those 2 months that Aisha and him was talking, he laced her up. I'm talking about like Tasha and Ghost type shit. Bags, shoes, money to go out to eat, money to go shopping. Like, me and Aisha went out to eat so much in the month of October, funded by Papi, all funded by his Grand Theft Auto lifestyle. Anyway, so she ended up getting busted for driving a vehicle that was stolen. And that's not even the craziest part. The craziest part is when they got pulled over, he attempted to run. He didn't get very far, but he attempted to run. So he wholeheartedly attempted to leave my girl in this stolen vehicle without any knowledge of what the fuck was going on, and like dipped. What kind of man is that? If there's one thing that I told her while I was talking to her about this whole situation, is snitches don't get stitches. Snitches get to fly free. And you know who else flies free? Canaries. And you know what canaries do? They sing. So you better get in there on your court date and sing like a fucking canary, because you had no idea what was going on. You had no parts in what was going on. You just met this man. Barely even knew him for real. You could go down with a felony for some shit you weren't even aware of. And that she did. She sang like a fucking canary. She got on them people court and started singing like Paulie wanted a motherfucking cracker, bitch.